I can't sleep for shit out here. I can't sleep for shit in general, but like, can't sleep for shit out here. But what I find interesting being at the Full Disclosure 2025 conference, you're around a lot of like galactic intuitive people. And then it's funny, there is definitely like a interaction that I encounter day to day with like normal people day to day. And it's like, yeah, people either love you or hate you. And I feel like back when I was in New York, I moved to Texas in like 2013, and like stuff got weird, obviously. When I was in New York, I was like completely cloaked, but I was also under like such severe demonic oppression. And it's like deep down, I knew it without having the words. So I was just visiting with my mom because she lives here, and she's like, "Do you think you've ever been like demonically depressed?" And I'm like, "Dude, yeah. Like you might have thought it was like all those years I was like kind of like wiling out and going crazy, but I was like, that was not demonic oppression. That was like me breaking out of demonic oppression." I was like, I was demonically oppressed my entire life in New York before I moved to Texas. And when I moved to Texas, I became like a mover and a shaker. I was a disruptor, and I came against great principalities with great success. And my mother proposed that like at some point when things were like as crazy as they were, she was like, were you like under demonic oppression? And I was like, no, mom. Like I was under demonic oppression in New York, like living in New York. It was the worst place for me. So when I got to Texas, it was like completely the opposite. And it's funny how this stuff goes. Like people might think when someone becomes a disruptor, they're somehow demonic. Not no mockery against her. The truth was when I was living in New York and being super obedient and depressed as F, I was sick. I was like, that was my demonic oppression. My demonic oppression was when people thought I was the most obedient. And when I became a disruptor, people might have thought, oh, she's demonically possessed. But the irony is, nope, that was my liberation period. That was completely the opposite. And, but anyways, yeah, I guess it turns out like I am actually like really reptilian. I've said this. I'm like, my dad is reptilian as fuck, dude. They're not all bad. My mom's a hybrid. She recognizes she's a hybrid. Uh, like a tall white hybrid. Like she's really beautiful, like the way that like tall white hybrids are beautiful. With their big blue eyes, and they have a different type of wisdom. And then my dad's like old world reptilian. So I'm like at this full disclosure conference, and people are super sensitive to this. And people polarize themselves against me. It's like they either like they love me, they hate me, they don't know what to think. They're like supercharged with emotion. Like anyone who encounters me, like, do I love this person? Do I hate this person? And I was at dinner with some people, and they were like, you're like one of the dudes, Dave Purcell. He's like, you are surrounded by reptilian. And I'm like, yep, I understand that. 100%. James Casbolt's reptilian. They're not all bad, but they are actually, unfortunately powerful. A lot of them have a conquering spirit, and a lot of people find that to be negative. And I don't know, in the end days, I am questioning, like, well, who's going to be standing in the end days? I don't tend to know. So, yeah, I mean, all these years, people are talking like lizard people this, lizard people that. Like, a lot of us are like actually really powerful reptilian hybrids. Not saying I'm powerful or anything. I'm just saying, like, when people are like, you're surrounded by reptilians, I'm like, 100%. I know that. I know that. I don't go around saying it because I find no context to ever tell anyone that. Yeah, dude. 100%. Big time. My dad's super reptilian. We come from a super reptilian bloodline. James Casbolt is super reptilian. All his artwork is like reptilian artwork. And people think that they're all bad, but just like any other race, they are like I guess it gets to be like it's kind of creative. Like you have to have like a creative spirit to understand history in the terms of exopolitics with ETs. You have to have a more creative spirit because some people will just be like, "Oh, lizard people bad, lizard people bad." I'm not a lizard person. I actually identify deeply as a human being. I'm like, I understand I am surrounded by reptilians. My soul originates with earth. Like I resonate as an earth human. I'm an earth human. I'm not like a clone. I'm not a pawn. I don't have any handlers. I don't have any like anybody telling me what to do or what to say. Although within the faction, they're like, well, someone told you to, do this. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I would imagine that was the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ telling me to do something. And like people are like, wow, if he'll tell you to do that, then he'll tell you to stab us in the back. I won't do that because I'm human. So this is like the criticism from the Muslims. They have like satanic panic against Christians. They're like, well, if Jesus told you to just stab us, then you would just do it. And I'm like, no, I definitely wouldn't do that. That's not within my nature. That is why in World War One, it was not within the nature of Tsar Nicholas and the Romanov family to do any kind of Holocaust. So when the Holocaust actually occurred, it was retaliation by probably contracted out to other ETs, and they felt the need to do something about it. It's not within our nature to do that. It's not within our nature. There's different natures within every single like ET race. It's not within our nature. And I think it actually makes sense. Why is my voice so powerful? Why is my presence so powerful? Why is it so easy to converse with everybody? Because there's an origin of nature that resonates with humanity, humans, and Mother Earth.